ES Audio.
Hi, I'm John Weeks, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily, being brought to you from the final day of Web Summit 2022 in Lisbon. Coming up, the latest news from the world of tech and science. But first, time to catch up with the man behind everything here at Web Summit, the CEO Paddy Cosgrave. I got to head backstage to speak with Paddy about how this week has gone.
It's incredible to be back. 18 months ago, it was unclear whether Web Summit would ever come back. It could have very easily gone under. The opposite has happened. We're back at breaking point. I'd be quite concerned about where we will put additional people in 2023. I don't think if you walk through the venue, that's possible.
One hot topic at the event this year is the use of AI technology, something Noam Chomsky's final speech of the event is all about. Paddy said there are so many different discussions about how we use the tech.
It's booming. We have some of the people responsible for AI inside Google, Amazon, and other companies. We then have new companies that are trying to upend the existing players. And then, of course, we have, I don't remember his exact title, but I believe he drives overall strategy for NATO. So kind of the future of warfare, of which, there's talk of AI. Maybe it already plays a role and we don't know. Maybe it will in the future and we should. But these are just some of the discussions around AI. Some of them are very optimistic, and some of them I think are cautious, laden with warnings that we have to be very careful.
With more than 70,000 people coming to this year's Web Summit, we asked Paddy how he plans to top it next year.
We're bursting at the seams. There is no more space. And so from our point of view, the question is, okay, it can't grow any bigger. We sold out 3 weeks in advance. We sold out space at the event months in advance. We're going to keep it the same size, but then what are we going to change? And that'll be an interesting conversation now over the next number of months.
If you want to hear more from Paddy, including what he thinks of how Elon Musk bought Twitter, search for our How to Be a CEO podcast. I also caught up with the CEO of Ring, Jamie Siminoff, who told us about the new piece of home security tech they're working on.
It's probably the most important thing I've worked on so far, and probably my biggest nemesis, which is the Ring Always Home Cam, known as the Ring Drone. And it turns out building an autonomous flying vehicle in your house for sub $300 is really, really, really hard.
The Ring Drone is designed to fly around your home, showing you each room in real time while you're away. And Jamie explained why people would use it.
The idea is that when you're away from the home, at some point you want to see every angle of every part of your house once. I think some indoor cameras are great, but I don't think people want to have hundreds of indoor cameras in their house. And so this is a way of having, in essence, an indoor camera in your house that sees everything. And then from the privacy side, it goes back, it flies, it shrouds itself in its little base station, and it's out of the way.
It sounds like a good way of checking up on your pets, right?
So we're not going to start with pets because there's some issues of making sure that the dog doesn't try to jump up and bark and eat it, and so that's a more complex thing. So we're definitely telling people for now, don't fly it around pets. I think over time, I've tried it with my dogs. I have 3 different dogs. They don't seem to actually even look at it. You can fly it high enough that it doesn't matter. So I think we will get around that. But with anything, you want to be careful, especially something new. I mean, I'd love to be able to go fly around, find my dog Biscuit. Go find Biscuit and show me Biscuit.
Here at Web Summit, I also spoke with Mark Surman, the president of Mozilla, the company's behind the Firefox browser, and its foundation carries out research into tech and the internet. He told us a big focus of their work is the use of algorithms on social media, and said companies need to think a lot about how theirs work.
Right now, data and algorithms, those are the programming languages of the current era of digital life, of online. And we certainly think there's a lot of greatness that comes from my phone guessing what I want, or me getting media I might not have heard of otherwise, all of those things. But we need to actually build that in a way that is user-respecting, gives people control. And so we see a different kind of tech company, and hopefully existing tech companies becoming different, needing to emerge so that algorithms are something that serve us and not something actually that just try to sell us stuff.
Mozilla's recently announced funding for startups that do focus on using people's data responsibly. Mark said it's something users are consciously thinking about more and more.
People are becoming aware whether they're aware or not. In that, there's a discomfort, there's a bit of a fragginess with how we're constantly being data mined and sold to. I think where people are becoming most aware of it is in their families. We have these intimate relationships online, And those aren't the relationships where we want to be badgered by an algorithm or have our data mined or be watched all the time. And so I actually think one of the places we'll start to see a real shift in consumer behavior is in the technologies we use to communicate with our families every day, which eventually also become the technologies we use in work and in every other aspect of our life.
Coming up, why NHS staff have been putting maggots on patients' wounds, and the top environmental projects in line for the Earthshot Prize. Why not hit follow and give us a rating during the break? Welcome back. Twitter has started cutting jobs around the world just a week after Elon Musk's takeover of the platform. It's thought he wants to drastically reduce costs at the company and tweeted, "We need to pay the bill somehow," as part of his announcement that Twitter will start charging users for having a blue tick. More than 7,500 people work for the social site around the world, and lots of staff have already confirmed they've been dismissed, according to an internal email reportedly sent to staff. The job cuts are an effort to place Twitter on a healthy path. Prince William has named 15 finalists in line for the £1 million Earthshot Prize. The funding's given to people with innovative ideas that benefit the environment, and 5 winners will be announced in the US next month. They'll each get £1 million for their projects, and the finalists include a team of inventors who've created a bubble pump designed to catch plastics before they reach the ocean. Also in the running for the prize is UK company Notpla, who featured on Tech and Science Daily for their seaweed packaging, designed as an alternative to single-use plastic. And finally, it looks like NHS staff are using maggots to clean people's wounds to help them tackle antibiotic resistance. The bugs are put into tea bags that are then put on patients' wounds, feeding on the dead tissue while also secreting antimicrobial molecules to kill bacteria. The tea bags are then removed and disposed of before the maggots develop into flies. Studies have suggested that maggot therapy can be extremely effective in treating hard-to-heal wounds on skin, and also cost a lot less than most alternatives. You're up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock for the Leader podcast for the latest news and analysis from the Evening Standard. We will be back on Monday afternoon at 1. See you then.